By this team, I was definitely dude got dreads. That receiver, that dread in. Pressure dread. That's when we got big last time. We were going so far deep. Hey, do like a 2-second delay before you crash down. I did. 2-second delay because that'll get a play time enough. Because that's all it was, bro. We were crashing down too early. They ran it right past it. We crowded up in the end.
Backside
in like a 2-second window before you crash down. Every time, like literally, that's what I would do. I'd come out, I'd do this. You looking at the man cut in anyway, so now you ain't going in. You going with a play. You know what I'm saying? So
backside in, pass to out in. So you ain't got to draw. Hey, you got it. Hey, what?
Oh! Oh!
Thank you, God!
I say it right.
He was like, I ain't playing that. He came up after the game and was like, I wasn't playing him.
That's why I said he's going to try to take the top. But he hit him every now and then.
That's what I just said.
Hey! Receiver probably. Well, a lot of his highlights where he stops right there, just line up in the slot, just takes it.
We both lined up right here. I'm just saying.
Hey, let's go, fellas.
But that's what I'm saying. Anytime you serve a main center, but it would keep us off balance, and then they would run it the opposite way, and he just fly. So I have to shoot to the other side, make sure that they go up out. Even if you are on a board, show the outside and down here. That way we actually keep it spread. Yeah, because they see in the whole open side of the field over here, and they're like, all right, we'll run it that way. That's what kept happening last week whenever they run that sweep. Because then we'd both be stuck on this side. They'd have no help back there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in on the Score 58 Network. We've got the Southeast Championship Football League here. Cartersville traveling to Knoxville, Tennessee to take on Mob City. It's the Cardinals and the Avengers, South Doyle High School. I'm Alex Schaefer, joined by Adam Collins. Coach Collins, how you doing tonight, sir?
Better than I deserve, man, like always.
Well, we're excited to have you with us here tonight as we're going to have some exciting football action coming at you out of the Southeast Championship Football. Like we said, SCF got the coin toss happening at midfield. The Avengers will be in black. The Cartersville Cardinals, who have won the toss and deferred, will be in white. So we should be seeing our first look at the Mob City offense here in just a few moments after Cartersville kicks it away. They'll turn around, put their backs to their respective end zones, and we'll be getting underway here in just a little bit. Handshakes, fist bumps, all the good stuff.
I dropped the mouthpiece. There you go. You know, those things are $20 now.
Mouthpieces?
Yes.
That's a lot.
Like if you get what kind of mouth? You know, when I was a kid, I wore a pacifier. Is what they call it, a pacifier mouthpiece.
Uh-huh.
I probably paid $1 for it. It's $20 now.
That's crazy. Yeah, especially those nice ones with the designs and stuff. Those
Right.
can get real pricey. Speaking of designs, I like those Cartersville Cardinals uniforms. It's
A lot happening.
Pretty sharp. I like the numbers, easy to read.
Nah, everybody does have nice numbers. I'll give you that. That's not something you see all the time. A lot of times teams will choose things that they think are going to look cool, and they probably look super cool up close, but trying to read them from any sort of distance or, Lord forbid, in the sun. You know, a lot of times we'll call games, we'll have to wait for the sun to go down and the lights to come on before we can see numbers. But
Shouldn't be a problem here tonight. Mob City, pretty clear numbers on their uniforms. Cartersville as well. You know, it's like you said, it's one of those things where when you're picking out your uniform and getting the designs and all that kind of stuff, you don't think about, well, how is this number going to look for people who are trying to read them to do stats or call a game or anything like that. And they still look good, but, man, they just are hard to read sometimes, especially in the flow of action. Maybe standing still you can read it okay, but very often you're not standing still on a football field.
no, that doesn't happen a whole lot. Is that 22 lining up to kick for Cartersville?
Might be. I didn't get a good look at the number.
Justin Abbott.
I believe so. It's either 22 or 27. Yep, 22.
Justin
Good
Abbott
call
out
there,
of Rome,
Coach.
Georgia, out to kick for the Cardinals.
And the kick is away. It's a pretty deep kick right around the goal line, taken out. And it's a big return to start things off. But good coverage. They're going to stop him short of the 30, down at about the 27 or so. So nice little return there for Mob City, but good coverage on the back end.
Nice return there by Akeem Peoples. 0.
Peoples had a pretty big day last week against the Winchester Ducks. We'll see if the Mob City Avengers can string a pair of wins together here. Facing off the Cartersville Cardinals are coming off a loss last week, trying to get back into the winning column. Coming at you from beautiful South Doyle High School in Knoxville, Tennessee, the home of the Mob City Avengers. Were you aware that Knoxville was known as Mob City, Coach?
I was not. I've never heard that, but you know, I'm not from Tennessee either. So
So Chad Clay Sr., the quarterback, will start in the shotgun. 2-by-2 formation,
you
and
cheated.
going to go backward.
I'll have to start a little bit deeper.
It's going to be a false start on number 81. That's Ladarius Dowell.
He didn't mean to.
Nah, they never do. So 1st and 15 now from the, call it the 23. Same formation. 5 on the line for the Cardinals. Handoff is going to go away from the pressure, but they're going to take him down in the backfield.
I had no chance.
Number 29 and number 30 combine on the tackle. That is Cortarius Bell and Adrian Moore for the Cartersville Cardinals.
It's kind of convenient. It was 29 and 30.
So that one is going to back him up a couple more yards, back to about the 21. Loss of 2 on the play, brings up a 2nd down and 17.
Yeah, that had no legs from the get-go. The Cardinals walked up, sent 5.
Showing the same 5-man front now again. Ooh, bad
Ball
snap,
on the ground,
but
able to get
handled.
it out. And had a receiver. Pass intended for number 19, Jermaine Aiken. He can't hold on.
Number 17, Antonio Hale in coverage there. Nice play, making up. Clay had him for just a step, but the bobbled snap there was a little bit wide of the mark, but probably one he should have handled. And that slight hesitation, I think, is what ended up costing them, because Aiken had a step inside, but Hale was able to make up. It's going to be incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 17 now.
Wide stack, both sides. Okay, they're bringing the right side in.
Clay ready in the shotgun. Still showing 5.
Corner's kind of dropping off a little bit before the snap.
Clay takes a deep shot down the field, and this one's going to be intercepted going the other way. That is number 11 for Cartersville, Marvin Bellamy with the interception, and just like that, it's a quick 3 and out and a turnover for the Cartersville defense. They got it at the 45, and a good start to the day for the Cardinals.
Tell you what, as bad as that sounds, if I'm the Cardinals, or if I'm the Mob City, I'm like, you know what? We didn't have to snap a punt.
True.
So, because I don't know about anybody else at home, but to me, punt team is as scary as playing football, because there's so much that can go wrong.
There is, and it's so often understated how important the entire unit is. It's not just about whether you have a good punter or not. It's one of those things like all special teams really, but people get caught up in thinking, well, if you got a good kicker, you got a field goal game, or well, if you got a good punter, you got a good punting game, but not necessarily so, because the entire unit has to function well, and if there's one mistake, it can unravel the entire operation.
It's a third of the game, and it rarely gets treated that way.
Split back shotgun for Cartersville. Handoff is going nowhere. Tackled in the backfield. Number 31 and number 21 from Mob City in there to make the tackle. That is Hezekiah Rudolph and Camion Patrick, respectively. Quarterback Tristan Mize calling the shots for Cartersville out of Cartersville, Georgia.
Yeah, that was, again, instantaneous penetration and pressure.
It's going to be a loss of about 4, and they'll bring up a 2nd down to 14. Mob City now showing a 5-man front. Split back shotgun now motioning Moyet Dawson. And we're going to get a flag.
Yeah, they're going to say false start.
So from 2nd and 14 to 2nd and 19.
So far, neither offense really been able to light up the world so far.
Not especially. Moyet Dawson in motion once again. He's going to reset on the other side. Here's the snap. Rolling left, looking downfield.
Sack. You gotta get rid of that.
He's going to hold on to it and get sacked. So Tristan Mize looking downfield. Had a shot to pull the trigger on it and get it away, but ends up deciding to hold on to it.
Yeah, that was a bad decision.
That backs him up all the way to the 20-yard line.
That's one of those where I'm running off the sideline screaming, throw it away.
This drive started on the 45, Coach.
Throw it to your mom. Or in this case, throw it to your wife. Yeah. Throw it to your girlfriend, somebody. Don't fall down with it.
This is a 3rd and 25. What you got in the playbook for 3rd and 25, Coach?
Screen. That's my best bet. Safe. Not going to force a pick.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I get lucky and pop. Either that or trap.
There will be no screen here today, at least on this play. Looking downfield, and this one is intercepted going the other direction.
There it is.
And Moyet Dawson is going to push him out of bounds. I believe that was number 29, Shamon Moreland, on the interception.
It's each team with a turnover. You know, like I said, what happens, you get back there and your quarterback gets nervous and trying to make something happen. He's under duress, and then he throws one up for something he thinks he sees, but he doesn't see everything.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is. That's why I said screen. Or I've actually had success going spread and then bringing jet motion and running the trap off the jet motion.
Yep. There was a flag on the play.
It's going to be great starting field position for Mobcity, though. I'm looking for him to go back to number 19, Jermaine Aiken.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's the best play I've seen this game.
Well, they're going to start with it at the 25 after the interception and penalty. Clay will hand it off. Running right is Culture King. Makes one miss, makes another miss, and eventually gets forced out of bounds, but not before a run of about 10.
That was a nice run. It was a big hole.
Mm-hmm. And Culture King is a back who's got really good vision. He doesn't have breakaway speed, but he will run over and through
appears to be good size.
Just about anybody on the defense.
That was a big hole off the right side.
Mm-hmm. I think this will be a first down and 10 from the 15 as they move into the red zone. Motion for Clay and the Avengers. That is Ty Stewart in motion. Clay looking that way, looking in the flat, overthrows Stewart. Fortunate to have that one up and sailing as Antonio Hale was right in phase over the top.
You got to put that on him, and you got to get it out there earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad concept. It's got to happen faster. But the defender's coming off that left edge, though. That I think he was having a hard time seeing.
Mm-hmm. So second down and 10 from the 15. Going to hand it back to Culture. And King is carrying defenders for a gain of about 3.
Yeah, met by a host of Cardinals, though. There's 4 guys there, and I'm not even sure who got there first.
It's going to be marked down for a gain of, actually, maybe just 1. Third and 9. The Avengers knocking on the door, though. Clay with a little bit of time across the middle. Caught and in for the score.
Man, he threaded the needle on that one.
That was incredible, and what a job to hold on by number 23, Dejon Brown.
I mean, that was a strike, an absolute strike.
That was impressive.
They just now realized it was a touchdown. I don't think the official knew he was in the end zone. That's never a good sign.
So the Avengers will strike first, 6-0. The lead. Looks like they're going to be going. They're going to kick the extra point.
Yeah, I was watching their kicker warm up. Number 14, Miguel McNeely. And, I mean, he got a pretty good foot on him.
Mm-hmm. Had a couple really nice kicks last week. He had a.
It's usually a good sign when your kicker's got on 2 different colored cleats.
He had a 55-yard punt last week. And I believe he missed what would have been a 43-yard field goal. Had the distance, but pushed it. So a couple really nice kicks from McNelly last week.
Yeah, if your kicker's got on regular cleats, thumbs up.
Peoples
Uh-oh.
can't quite get it down. Scoops it up, though. He's got a chance. Cuts it back to the inside, and not quite, I don't think.
He's in.
Oh, did they get it? Wow. Wow, what a play. Akeem Peoples,
Heads up, man.
who couldn't get the snap down cleanly. So I don't know if he actually kicked it and it got blocked or if it just kind of bobbled around down there, but Peoples just scooped it up, got around the corner, got the edge, cut it back inside, and ends up going in for 2. So it's 8-0.
The Avengers kind of living a charmed life right now.
Got away with the interception where they came back and intercepted one of their own, got the penalty on it to move them up even closer, and a few plays later off of the touchdown from Clay to Brown.
That was a rifle shot touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a lot of traffic in the middle, and he held the ball, and, I'd have been flipping out on the sideline, and we'd even have a talk when he came off and be like, that's awesome. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
Don't throw the ball across the middle. That's, if you're going to throw the ball across the middle, throw it down. Right now, catch it and throw it.
Mm-hmm. So McNelly, after, again, we talked about it, special teams, no fault of his own. The extra point's no good. But they do end up getting the 2-point conversion.
That's lemonade out of lemons right there, brother.
But you can be the best kicker in the world. If it's not a good snap, not a good hold, doesn't really make a difference. This one's into the almost to the end zone, about the 3 or so it's taken at. And pretty good return out to about the 33.
That was a good return right there by number 17, Antonio Hale.
Hale had a good series on defense.
He was tackled by number 13, Jermaine Upshaw Jr. So see if the Cardinals can get something going here on this second possession. That first one, there wasn't much to speak of. They kept getting backed up. They took had the penalty, took the big sack, and then,
the tackle for loss on the first run, too.
Did what I felt like, forced a long third down throw. Had some two-man game going to the wide side of the field, and it was well covered.
And they have too many on the field.
Yep.
And they're going to call a timeout rather than take the penalty, which I didn't know was a thing you could do.
Yeah, you can't have doubles and a gun set. Numbers don't jive.
Nope. 2 receivers on both sides and 2 backs in the backfield. That's too many.
I've argued with a guy about that before. But
I'm not saying that it is.
we were passing league. He told me it was his offense. And I was like, man, it doesn't work. He's like, Coach, you can't tell me how to call plays. I was like, oh, my Lord, man. I was like, I can't even deal with you right now. Coach, you just call your defense. Okay.
Were you allowed to put a 12th man out there?
No, we stopped him anyway, but it's and then they got on defense and they played a 3-3 stack, and so they dropped 8. And I was like, you can't drop 8, man. He's like, we're a 3-3 stack. I was like, it's 7 on 7.
which has always been a really weird misnomer to me as well, because it's not really 7-on-7. It's more
No.
5-on-7.
Right.
But I digress. Trips for Cartersville coming out of the timeout. I'm going to hand it off going the other way. Ooh, hello.
Looked like it might have had a chance to get outside for just a second. But number 44 closes quick. That's
Daniel Hubble.
Daniel Hubble for the Avengers.
Hubble
Only after a short game.
Hubble coming in, seeing everything on the field like a Hubble telescope, and then got shot out like a shot from a cannon. That one didn't work.
It was a good try.
Don't worry, I'll be here all night.
I was thinking Hubble telescope too.
Yeah.
I was like, where do I go?
I couldn't figure out how to make it work. I took a shot. So just a run for about 3 on the gain, and it'll set up a second down at 7. Mize back there
Telling secrets.
directing traffic. Back motions out once again. That is Cameron Hill. Heavy pressure coming. They get it out on the outside. Oh,
They go quick screen, and it was a good job fighting off the first defender, but it doesn't matter when everybody else is coming too.
yeah, Moyet Dawson shrugged off to Mario Hutcherson at first, but credit to Hutcherson, he came back and ended up cleaning up the play at the end. It's going to end up going for a loss of maybe a yard and a half, maybe 2.
I think if he just breaks outside, he's got 5 yards.
Yeah.
But, running back into where the people are is ill-advised. And good job by the Avengers rallying to the ball.
So 3rd down and 9, 8-ish. Mize still with the split back shotgun. It's time they stay in it. He's looking downfield. Heavy rush coming. He's going to avoid the pressure. How is he still on his feet?
I don't know. He should have dumped that one 3 different times.
Right at the end of the play, Mob City's saying that the ball came out. But it doesn't look like there's any signal that it's.
Okay, now here's the very unfortunate part about what just happened. It was an outstanding individual effort to avoid the rush. But what my concern as his coach would be is that now he's going to continue to think he can do that.
Yes.
And what he's going to do is give up very large sacks.
Yes. And ultimately, for all that running and escaping that he did, the net gain was 0 on the play. So,
And he got hit again.
so it'll be the punt unit on for the Cardinals. It'll be our first punt of the day, and it's going to be free 5 yards.
Pretty good punt. And great coverage.
Yeah, not bad. We'll see if they decide to just take the kick or if they want to get the 5 yards and kick again.
Well, that's pretty close to getting blocked. I think I'd
take the kick.
Yeah, I'd take it and play from there.
Ball is at the 36, maybe 37.
Defense did well the first time out.
Forced the interception.
However, they got culture going, and that changed things for them. Culture, one of those guys. He's a BYOB kind of guy. Be your own blocker. He's just going to run over the top of you if he doesn't get any blocking. So.
That's right. King not in on this set, but kind of a power offset eye out of pistol sort of thing.
That's unique.
We're going to hand it off going that way. There's a ton of black jerseys out in front.
That's smart. Just flank them and go that way.
That was number 11 on the carry, Demetrius Robinson Jr. And
so they had what amounted to an offset I and a wing or an H, all set to the right, and then they just kind of collapsed down, kicked out, ran that way. Although it does look like there's laundry down. And so that's going to back them up. So, again, the Avengers looking at double sticks. And so we've had the one clean possession by the Avengers where there was no penalties. Gee, must have been a personal foul. That's going to walk them all the way back to the 27-yard line.
No, I think it was holding.
At the line of scrimmage,
At the line of scrimmage, yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing they're taking a timeout here.
That's what it certainly looks like. And so with the first timeout of the day for the Mob City Avengers, they lead 8-0 here over the Cartersville Cardinals. And both teams, I mean, the one clean drive for the Avengers, but other than that, kind of a struggle to really get anything going offensively for both teams so far.
Yeah, some days it's just hard to find your footing offensively, and a lot of times this will clear up like late second, early third quarter, where teams will kind of come into it where you're looking at like, oh man, we're going to have a really low-scoring game, and then it blows up in the second half.
Yeah.
Because they make adjustments and they see things. And although, I mean, I was examining the roster, you and I, beforehand, and the Cardinals, and they have most of their coaching staff actually plays.
Yep.
And that's got to be
6 staff listed for the Cardinals, and only one of them is not listed as a player.
That's got to be interesting as far as trying to orchestrate what you want to do. Because I worked on staffs where there's 12 guys standing on the sideline and we still can't figure it out.
I always wondered who he was talking to on the headset in Varsity Blues in the second half. Who's on the other end of the headset? Coaches. Coaches all left. Anyway, first down. Handoff, same play. Running to the right. Nice game there for Robinson Jr. once again. They get all of it back and then some. So it's going to be second down and...
Yeah, I like it. You say you're flanking to the boundary and then just run that way.
Second down and 5.
Now they set it to the wide side of the field this time. And they let it go ISO off tackle right there instead. I really think if you set that again and set it into the boundary and let them plus over again, because that was their answer, and it makes sense to bring more people over where the people are.
Yeah.
And then you ran speed option off the back side of that, especially if you ran it to the wide side of the field. That's a problem.
Yep. Jermaine Upshaw Jr. on the carry there for the Avengers. Gain goes for about 1. It'll be third down and 4.
See, set it into the boundary. They set it to the wide side of the field again.
Well, actually, they kind of have it.
It's kind of balanced, huh?
Yeah.
Go
now they motion
to a slot.
Upshaw out. Clay taking a shot down the sideline. Got a man, but very well played by Hale.
And I think that was a wise. I know he was trying to catch that, but if he dropped that on purpose, that was brilliant.
Because now you force the punt.
Now you force the punt.
Well, Clay, who we've seen be deadly accurate, just on that one, I think if he leads him more to the sideline, I think he's got something there. But Hale running in phase, inside leverage. Ball just kind of sailed on Clay a little bit. They're going to go for it here. And they're going to get it. And then some.
Man, that's a great run.
Wow. Robinson Jr. for the Avengers gets the first and more. Gets them across midfield and into Cardinals territory. And so, you know, if you're Cartersville, that's just that's demoralizing because you had them stopped. You got them to the 4th down, and then –
well, and you had a pick that went through your hands. Which I myself said I thought they may not punt it that far.
Yeah. Oh, I don't disagree with the logic there. And Mob City right now missing one, so I think they're going to have to take a timeout.
That's their second.
It is in quick succession, still here in the first quarter.
Well, you can't take them with you, but I don't like burning them that close together.
No, and
especially for something as silly as a personnel issue.
It's the one that'll drive a coach crazy the fastest is we had to take a timeout because we didn't have enough people on the field or too many people on the field. Just any kind of substitution errors. It's just they're unforced errors. But they happen. Happen to the best of us. Happens at every level.
It does. I mean, even championship, wasn't it Alabama that had such a hard time this last year?
I think
they
so.
had like a segment where they took back-to-back. Wasn't illegal participation, but it was 12 men on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, my word, that dude's fired.
So Mob City will come back out. 1st and 10 now from the 37. Clay with the handoff. Hard run here from Robinson Jr. once again. Ball is out. That ball was just taken away from him. That is number 37, Cody Davenport, who just, as Robinson was going to the ground, he just took it out of his hands. What a play.
That's pretty amazing.
So they're having a conversation here about this, but
I don't know what to talk about.
I don't know.
That's clean. That's clear change possession. He was up, no whistle had blown.
Yeah, I can't imagine what a conversation
Yeah,
would have been, except maybe
you try to
where
claim,
do we spot it, maybe? I
you
don't
could try
know.
to claim forward momentum had been stopped. You could try to claim that, but, I mean, that would have been my claim if I were the Avengers coach.
So of course an offensive guy would say that.
Yeah, I'd have been like, his forward momentum was stopped. You can't do that. That would have been my cry right there. Now, if it's the other way, I'm like, no way.
I can't stand forward progress. Can't stand it. Can't stand it, Coach. Because you say forward progress is stopped, and my guys all stop. But then you say it's not stopped, and all of a sudden he spins out and goes for another 50.
It is very much a double-edged sword.
But I can't drive him back 2 yards because I'm stronger than him. Nah, get out of here. So the Cardinals take over. Mize looking to the sideline. And this one incomplete, intended for Justin Abbott.
I will say my all-time favorite is
kicker.
Is the whistle doesn't stop the play, it confirms stoppage of the play. Because I got hit one time, my center got hit because he got downfield and destroyed the safety on a run play. And the guy was like, that was unnecessary. The play was over. I was like, he can't see that. He's been taught to never look back. And he's like, well, Coach, he should have known. I was like, the whistle hadn't blown. He said, the whistle just confirmed stoppage of play. I was like, okay.
Very good defense played on that one. A run for about 2, maybe 3. And so that'll make it 3rd down and about 7. the trickiest are always the ones down the sideline. Do I hit somebody and take them out of bounds? Do I hold up and let them take themselves out of bounds? It's always such a hard judgment call for a defender to make, because all it takes is me pulling up and then they put the foot in the ground and cut back inside. But if I tackle them, I'm going to get whistled for unnecessary roughness. Mize has nowhere to go, and the Mob City Avengers are going to swarm and take him down. That is number 5, Zoli Humphrey.
Yeah, he's not getting a whole lot of protection.
No.
That heat's coming pretty fast. I'd love to see them go to a quick game if they're going to try to throw the ball, just even like a one-step jump slide fire, Just because him running around, it has not been beneficial for them. And now here we are with the Scares playing football.
Ball's on the ground. That one's going to get blocked.
Pretty sure that was offsides, though.
Peoples with the dunk.
Because he was across the line when he snapped the ball. I guess they didn't see it that way.
Well, as of right now, it is a scoop and score for Akeem Peoples.
He's having a great game.
He is.
Had a big return, had a hold where he made the best out of it when he couldn't get it down, got a 2-point conversion, and now the scoop and score off the punt, if it stands. And it looks as if it will. If I was on the Cardinals sideline, I would be losing my mind right now, though. Of course, there's only one dude to lose his mind. Everybody else is playing.
And the offense for the Avengers out. So they're going to go for 2 here. I guess you figure you got nothing to lose. If you don't get it here, and it's just back to even at 14, which is kind of what you expect after 2 scores anyway.
Yeah, but what's your advantage here? That's PI. Or good D, depending on.
That's clean defense there, Coach.
Depending on which side of the ball
Marvin
you're on.
Bellamy, who had the interception earlier in the day, with the good defensive play and not at all pass interference.
If you get there early, technically that's pass interference. And so,
yeah, but
like, he was definitely there early.
I mean,
now, like
what
I said,
what does early really mean?
Like I said, I could see the officials going, Coach, that was bang, bang. It was quick. Okay.
I mean, can you really call it early if the receiver never touches the ball?
Well,
Technically, everything is early then.
Well, if your path was altered by the collision, then I would say absolutely.
Well, but he was making a play on the ball, which he did. Swatted it away.
But you can't play through the receiver to the football. Like, that's not allowed.
Yeah, well, tomato to potato.
I hear what you're saying.
Rubbin's racing, Coach. Either way, it's going to be an incompletion on the 2-point conversion attempt, and it makes it 14-0 in favor of the Avengers.
I don't understand the advantage there by going for 2.
Yeah.
You aren't going to extend it. It's still a 2-possession lead even if you get it. Why not just go ahead and kick it?
Well, I suppose.
And then you force them into getting at least 1 2-point conversion.
Oh, onside attempt here. Oh, hello.
It's going to be the best starting field position of the day for the Cardinals.
Plastered by Roger McGinn. But I think maybe the point would be maybe they know that Cartersville is going to go for 2 anyway. Perhaps they don't have a kicking game that they can rely upon. So
yeah,
if they know that they're
that.
already going to be going for 2 and it becomes a 2-point conversion type of game, well, then we need to go ahead and make sure we get ours when we can get them as well.
I can see that. Although if you kick it right there and they get 1 and don't get the other one, you still win.
True. Fair.
I mean, I don't see the advantage.
Maybe.
The book says kick it.
Or perhaps it is a lack of
Analytics would tell you kick the ball.
True, but analytics also show that the last time they tried to kick it, it was a bad snap, bad hold, fumbled, and they got lucky by running around the edge and having a good heads-up play by Peoples. So they got away with one there. Maybe they're thinking, well,
does that slow the rush now?
We might not be able to kick it, so.
Does that slow the rush because you were able to do that last time?
The offsides here, going to take a shot, or he's just going to get hit really hard.
Yeah, probably should have blown that one. Yeah, he's hurt.
I think he's going to have to come out. Mize is hurting.
He got popped in the ribs. Looked like, I think he's wearing protectors, but those things only do so much. Besides, they don't make a pad to go over your feelings.
It'll be 1st and 5 after the penalty.
This is the best shot they've had all day to get something going, working on the Mob City side of the field. Well,
this will be interesting.
I hope it was the defense that they saw, because the left tackle just jumped up and started pointing his finger. So, and they're going to call it on the offense.
I think that's a good call because the defense didn't cross. At least from what I saw, I didn't see any defenders cross. They showed the blitz and they just about jumped, but I didn't see any of them cross the line of scrimmage, and then the left tackle jumped off of it. So I think that's a good call. So they're going to get the 5 yards and give it right back. So it's 1st and 10. And the handoff is going to go for about a yard.
It's a tough run right there. Lots of Avengers there at the point of attack.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got to go to a quick game if you're the Cardinals. I mean, right here, you got to go catch the ball, hits together, fire. Great defensive play right there by Peoples.
Peoples again.
Man, that dude, player of the game right there. He's all over the place.
Coach, that's a good football player right there.
I mean, big batted pass right there. Coming hard off the edge.
3rd down and 9 now after the incompletion. And we're still here in the 1st quarter. And motion the back out and make it trips. Mize looking left, looking deep down the sideline.
Yeah,
Incomplete.
That looked clean. I guess you could have made a claim for face guard, and the dude never turned around. Got to look back for the ball at some point.
So 4th down and 9, and the offense is going to stay on the field, which, given the special teams woes that they have experienced so far today, I don't think that that's a terrible surprise.
I'd be hoping to go quick kick right here.
And we're going to get a false start.
Snap's been really slow. There's been a couple times where everybody's kind of moving right as he's pulling the trigger. and it's like he's a half second behind everybody else. That's not good. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a tough spot to play. Center's rough. We're all centers, but I mean, and the heat's just coming down. You can't.
Wow.
I don't know what about this tells them they can stand back there and survey the field.
4th down and 14, and Isaiah Wright just smoked the left tackle.
I mean, it didn't look like he got a hand on him.
And they were in a split back shotgun, so the back was even there to potentially help Chip, but like you said, Mize just.
I mean, if you're going to try to throw the ball, you need to go traditional gun set, slot receiver, and you need to be running the 2-man game with one of the backs, with the other back sealing the backside, or rolling downhill and putting your quarterback in motion. You know, having him roll one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just – the safety's at 20 yards. Sorry, 23 yards.
And a conversation of some kind happening now. Not quite sure what exactly is going
kind
on.
of held up the game here.
Referee's at the fence. Looked like a conversation with somebody on the other side of the fence.
Did. Maybe somebody's taking exception to what's happening.
Coach, we had a first quarter earlier today that went for 45 minutes.
Well, this one's trying to give it a run.
That was the longest first quarter I've ever seen. And
well, we've eclipsed
this one's coming up on it. Did we kick off right at 6 o'clock, or were we a little behind?
We're pretty close. This is dragging.
But we're back and ready for play. Trips for the Avengers to the right. Clay back at shotgun. Moves it back to the weak side. Hands it off, going strong. Nice cut back there. And it's going to be a gain of about 6. 41 on the carry. Morera.
Number 37, Cody Davenport on the tackle for the Cardinals.
Davenport had that strip fumble earlier. Didn't end up getting anything out of it except for a scoop and score off from a pump block. And I believe that is going to do it for the first quarter here out of Knoxville, Tennessee. South Doyle High School, the Mob City Avengers hosting the Cartersville Cardinals. And after one, the score is Mob City 14 and Cartersville nothing. And Coach, what does Cartersville need to do? I know you've said it a couple of times, but what do they really need to do to get back in this one?
Well, you got to have some sort of spark on special teams. And at this point, you need the Avengers to kind of donate a little bit, because the Avengers have been doing a good job of mixing up running past and kind of giving them some funky formations and doing some different things.
Mm-hmm.
But the Cardinals continue to give a similar look every time. And Mize is standing back there like it's the Dallas Cowboys up in front of him, and that ain't the case. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the offensive line looks like a sieve. And so it's just, you need, if you're going to be in the gun, you need to catch that thing, hitch it up, and let it fly.
Yeah.
And so that means you need to be running short routes. You need to be running the two-man combo routes out of that slot look, if you want to get your back involved, maybe in the flat or on an angle route, you know, the problem with that is if you keep the back in and you just run a two-man route, you know, when I say it's a two-man route, you'd have a post coming in from the backside, or, you know, you don't have time for things to develop.
Mm-hmm. Well, you mentioned it earlier on. Cartersville faced a 3rd and 25, and I asked you, what do you call here? And you mentioned screen, and it's something that Cartersville has not done once. They have not done a single screen, and I think with this, as heavy the pressure as Mob City is throwing at them, I think they're ripe for a screen to really disrupt what they're trying to do up front.
I can't tell you the number of coaches that I've met who are just completely and totally resistant to screens.
Yeah.
They're like, it's too risky. I'm like, okay. But when the other team's laying their ears back and just coming, like, screen is the answer.
Empty set for Mob City. This one's
Ball
on the ground. Gets it away. This is going to be incomplete.
So good start right there for the Cardinals based off the bad snap.
Well, it's something that has been consistent in this one is, you know, Mob City's up 14-0, but one of those is a punt blocked scoop and score. They really have only had the one clean drive, and for the most part, Cartersville has been handling them pretty well defensively. So it's not as if Mob City has given them anything that they can't handle offensively so far. They just, like you said, they just need to get some kind of spark. And you mentioned coaches that are resistant to screens. I mean, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but you don't need to have screens in your game plan, as this one sails a little bit on clay. You don't have to have screens in your game plan because you specifically want them to hit consistently and go for big plays and be a primary part of your offense, but sometimes you need to have it in there just to keep a defense honest.
We used to use it as conditioning. We ran screens three times a week. 3 times a week we'd have a screen period because we had more screens you could shake a stick at. But if you want to pin your ears back and come at us, go ahead. And we're going to slip up underneath it, and there we go.
Trip set.
Why is the safety so deep?
Why is the inside slot not wearing pants?
He's more of a shorts kind of guy.
That one falls incomplete. Am I crazy, or is he not wearing pants?
No, he's got his pants rolled way up.
So no knee pads. Perfect.
I know a lot of guys feel like they can run faster like that. It's become a real issue at some of the lower levels where they make the kids, like, they'll stop play.
Yep.
Make the kids pull their pants down.
Because
like
I guarantee
knees, you know.
Because I guarantee you, you may think that you run fast without knee pads, and you may be right. But you're
Right.
going to
run fast without a kneecap.
You're not going to run at all without kneecaps.
Yeah. You get a fractured patella, and that's going to slow you way down.
So that was a 4th down that Cartersville ended up forcing to stop and turnover on downs. So, again, defensively, they've been hanging with Mob City so far. And we have a timeout of some kind. Was that Mob City or is that Cartersville?
Looked like Mob City was over there first.
But the loose huddle makes it seem as if it was not called by them.
Hadn't got real clear signals out of officials on a lot of things today, so.
What does look clear are those clouds in the background.
Yeah, it's coming.
I know there was a thunderstorm warning in the Knoxville area earlier in the day.
Looks like that's still there.
Same split back shotgun there, Coach. A Mob City still showing pressure. Mai steps up, fires it into the cross, but he's just got nowhere to go with it.
You're trying to throw it across the middle, though. And got a player down for the Cardinals.
It was the intended receiver, and he took a shot when he came across the middle.
You know, that was always one of those things. One of my buddies played right next to me, was a tight end, and he used to call it the death pass. He said, he'd come up here, deal. I was like, oh, they seen you across the middle? He was like, yep. I was like, good luck, man.
We used to call it the danger zone.
Because, you know, like for one thing, like we always tell our guys, people don't cross your face. And what happens to crossers? And my guys will tell you, they get knocked down, Coach.
Absolutely.
Like, you dang right.
That's how we taught it as well. The linebacker core, we called it, we said, they've got their tackle box, we've got our danger zone. It's the same zone, but on our side of the field. And if a receiver tries to come into the danger zone, you knock them out. They better end up on the ground.
And he was just trying to find somewhere to throw the ball. Trying to bring the slot in. I mean, you can't run the jet when there's instant pressure. If you're going to try to get outside right now, running the football, your best bet would be something like rocket toss. Something where even if they penetrate initially, you're already moving.
Isaiah Wright once again had the sack on the previous possession. And right there, just
because the reality is most people don't run jet properly. When you run jet, your jet man should be at a dead run when he gets the ball. It should be him running his absolute fastest. That
Miles
time,
finally finds somebody with a little bit of time.
he had a clean pocket to step up into, but he's lost faith in the pocket now. And so he ran out of the pocket despite the fact that it was clean. So the Avengers have done a good thing. They've got the quarterback gun shy. You know, he's afraid of his own pocket. Because he had room to step up and fire the football. Now,
He did.
He did complete the ball. But, you know, we both know accuracy on the move is not near as good as accuracy with your feet planted.
Still in this, baby. Get your hands up.
But if I'm the Mob City Avengers, I just keep doing the same thing. I'm not gonna let you throw the ball flat-footed. You can throw the ball, but she's not gonna do it flat-footed. You're gonna be on the run.
2-by-2. Get a shift from the Avengers as a result. Trying to swing this one out to the back. Not really much of an actual screen on that one, just kind of trying to dump it off. And it was intended for Tyrese Dawson, and I'm here to tell you, him not catching that was probably the best thing for his health and well-being, because Akeem Peoples read that from the jump and was bearing down on him.
If you're going to run something like that, you need to have him come up and chip, and then the lineman release when he releases, and he just J-curl right there and then move upfield. You know, so they can theoretically go and block Peoples and the other unblocked defender right there, and then you've got to play.
But as a result, the incompletion is going to make it 4th down. So we're going to get another punt for the Cardinals. No, excuse me. No, I take that back. That was a turnover on downs.
It's just you don't know it because the safety's playing at 18 yards. So which I also don't understand. Unless you're just uninterested in getting involved.
Well,
there it was. See how long the officials ignore it. Of course, I don't know what the rules for this league and Lightning are.
True.
You know, I think some places they have like a mileage.
Clay drops back, good protection. And her holding.
Yeah, it was clear.
Yeah, Hale's going to get called for that one. He's had a good game. But that one's going to get him. Jermaine Aiken was the receiver they were trying to get it out to, but
yeah, I was actually ignorant of the rules as far as Lightning went several years ago. Like we had always used a lightning detector, and if it was over 8 miles away, we're playing ball. But there's actually a number of organizations that say if the lightning is visible,
right,
you have to clear the field for 30 minutes.
yes. And every time you see another strike,
It's another
it
30
resets
minutes.
the timer.
And it is coming in, brother. Look at that. Look at the flags.
Yep.
Bet you it feels great outside, though.
But it feels better than it did in Atlanta for the Sunshine Bowl earlier, one of the other events that Score 58 is covering. It's 95 out there.
Everybody was melting.
There was a kicker with, oh, whistle there, but that would have been interesting to see if they'd have had a play on that one, if not for the whistle. But there was a kicker that kicked with barefoot. Had one shoe on, and his kicking foot had no shoe. And he was doing the hop along anytime he had to go out on the field.
Oh, it's turf.
Yep.
Turf gets hot, brother.
Mm-hmm.
We've come back from stuff on the weekends where we'll be at a tournament all weekend, and like I've had the bottom of my shoes melt. Like all the tread on the bottom of my tennis shoes be gone.
Yep.
That turf is blistering.
Interesting formation there with the motions.
Almost got him for two-man motion. Good job rallying to the ball. Nice open field tackle right there by Justin Abbott.
First one in was Marvin Bellamy. He limps off the field. I don't understand that play call. Just generally. The hope is that your receiver makes the corner miss because you're not getting him blocked. So it's one-on-one. You hope your guy makes a play, which he did. But even if you get the other man blocked, there's still so much pursuit coming in with no one to protect it. I don't know. Get the double motion again. Gonna go to the corner of the end zone. And in for the score. No push off.
Yeah, it did look like he was creating separation.
That is number 28, Ace Humphrey.
So you say push off, we say create separation. He's just separating. Come on, man.
Well, I saw him separate.
By pushing
By
off.
pushing off. So a second passing touchdown on the day for Chad Clay Sr. That is the first receiving touchdown of the day for Humphrey. And I wonder if this is the point where they're calling it. It's the way that teams are walking off. Doesn't look like there was a timeout called.
No, this looks like this is officials.
And 58 there walking across. Looks like he probably was part of the chain crew. So if that's the case, means a change of down. And we do have confirmation that there is indeed a 30-minute weather delay. Whoa! I should say so. I guess
fireworks, buddy.
30 minutes from there, because that restarts the clock right there.
Fireworks.
So we are going to take a little bit of a break as well. Stick with us here for Mob City Avengers and the Cartersville Cardinals. We are going to be back with a little bit of an update in a little while. Don't go anywhere, but we will get back to action whenever they get restarted. Thank you for joining us here on the Score 58 Network. We'll be back soon.
Hey, y'all, come here. You folks got to call this shit. Let's get it then. That's another 30 minutes. Every time they strike, it's 30 minutes. Hey, guys, make sure you keep your head in the game, baby. If we get to go back on this field, this game's starting over when we come back. We're going to pray on it. I done drove 3 hours. No joke. 3.5 hours.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to protect now before it come down.
All right, folks. Unfortunately, I have bad news. Due to lightning, this evening's game between the Cartersville Cardinals and the Mobcity Avengers has been called. So this game is now officially over according to the officials. So we appreciate you tuning in. We hated we didn't get to finish. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
58 Live is the place to be for quality broadcast for you to see. They deliver prime coverage like Amazon. No matter what day of the week you see them on, you don't need to double check. The truth is clearer than air. Treat it like a viral video and share. There's no comparison, no equal to mention. You can see for yourself, let it have your attention. From the beginning you'll see what you would have hated to miss, and the recapable moment. So keep dropping the hits, turn up the volume, grab your favorite seat. So sit back right